up, Joe?
We've lost the league and that.
What?
We've lost the league and that.
What do you mean?
Now it was there.
Yeah?
And now it's gone.
It's not gone, Joe. Don't be so down in the dumps, mate. We're here for Premier League Pisstake.
Shit,
Take the piss out of everybody else. And I'm also here to let you know we may have dropped 5 points this week, but we were going to win the league by more than 5 points anyway. We were going to win it by like 8 points, mate.
Were we?
Yeah.
What's now? Just be 3?
Giving them a little chance. City ain't even got a striker, mate. Their manager's got no hair. Their best player,
That's true.
you know, is about 19. Have you seen him?
What's his name?
Sterling don't score goals anymore. Don't worry, man. Got it in the bag. I mean, last year's champions, guess what, mate? Apparently they're not panicking. They've just bought a defender, a kid apparently at 25, for £2 million for Preston.
That does sound like a panic button now you say it.
So, Joe, so that's frown upside down.
All right then, yeah.
Get back in the swing of things, because
United,
21 is coming to
top
town.
of the league. United. No?
No, we're not. Too far.
Too far then.
Too far, Tony. Too far. But we will be soon. Don't worry, chin up. Welcome to Premier League Pisstake, the greatest show on planet Earth. We are back. Welcome. Hello, Joe.
Hi.
Happy now?
I feel a lot better now, actually. You've sort of drawn me around. You've detailed why exactly we're going to win the league. Yes, it's not going to be by as many points as we maybe thought, but it's still going to be 3 points. Simple.
Toyed like a tiger, Joe.
Yeah.
Toyed like a tiger.
Exactly that.
Yes, man. We're here to bring you through the weekend's action, the Premier League action. In fact, the week's action, because there was more than just action this weekend. 2 Man United games. 2 times we dropped points. Utter disgrace.
Disgrace.
But
top to bottom.
I've already said we're over that. We're over that. We'll also be looking at Leicester drop points. Arsenal drop points again. Technicality, but they did. Chelsea. Tommy Tickles got his first win. Anything else?
Jose lost, didn't he? The bastard. He did lose. Jose
always
did lose.
Cheers me up.
Let's start with Man United Arsenal then. 0-0. Stalemate. Not this big bustling old affair like you used to see Vieira and Roy Keane and all that in the tunnel before we go out. I'll see you out there. It was a little bit tame, wasn't it? A little bit tame from United, which was maybe the most upsetting, not upsetting, but the most disappointing thing. We didn't really go for it. We didn't do them. We didn't try and shit them.
I feel like we've played the fixture both times we've played Arsenal, rather than playing the team that's in front of us. We play the occasion rather than Arsenal and what they are now. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Could have went for it a little bit more. Could have shown our teeth a little bit. Like just.
Yeah.
Did I just growl?
No.
I just growled.
Might have done.
We could have done that a little bit, but we didn't. And that's the frustrating thing for me. But
we made chances though. That's the thing. That's the annoying thing.
we give it and we give it and we give it to Eddie Cavani.
Passing the ball, he just doesn't score none of the goals. That's the problem. The song is so close to being correct. Pass him the ball, but he can't score fucking goals. And that is the problem. He had 2 massive chances. One was an overhead kick or a little shuffle kick over his shoulder that he took off Martial. You can't really blame him for taking it off Martial. He had a chance to have a shot 3 yards out. You're going to take it.
He didn't take it off Martial.
No, but
he didn't see Martial.
Martial was there if he hadn't have been there. But the first one, he's running to the front post, opens his body up, puts it wide. That's got to go in.
It hit him more than he needed to. Put his foot straight rather than bent.
Yeah, or use his left foot.
How it went for a corner, by the way, I don't know.
No, ridiculous.
But the referee must have been as shocked as us to see that go. He must have thought, that couldn't have hit Cavani. If that hits Cavani, it's a goal. It must be a corner.
Must have gone off the defender.
Because, it was a bizarre one. But
United stay second. We're only a point ahead of Liverpool now. We were 6 points ahead of them. But that's the good thing about being 6 points ahead of Liverpool. You can have a couple of off games and you're still ahead of them. That's why it's good to be 6 points clear. So we don't need to worry too much about that. City are a point ahead with the game in hand. Again, they're not in the distance. They're not out of sight. They're within touching distance. We've still got City to play again. Win that. All the pressure's back on them. There's a long season still yet to go, isn't there? 21. Have you lost any focus on
21 might be coming.
Might be.
Might be.
It might be coming.
Might be coming.
It might be coming, for fuck's sake. And this is the annoying thing with this is Arsenal 0-0 isn't too bad. But when you just lost 2-1 to 5-point Sheffield United, then it starts to become a pretty tricky week, doesn't it? They got 5 points before they played us in 19 games. They'd only won once against Newcastle. And then they come to Old Trafford, or we go there, can't even remember where it was because it doesn't even matter now, there's no fans in the stadium, let's be honest. They come to Old Trafford and they beat us 2-1.
But have you seen this, Joe?
What?
Have you seen this? The Pugmo phoned Ollie.
Is that type of dog?
Yeah, Pugmo phoned Ollie and said, mate.
I'll be Ollie, you be Pug. Ring. Ring. So ring up.
Ring. Ring.
He leaves it 2 rings to make him.
Ring.
Yellow. Solskjaer here.
Pugmo here. How you doing?
Type of dog, are you?
Just a little bit.
Yep. Sorry, go on, no, be serious.
Yeah, be serious, Ollie. I mean, you've lost this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
but I've still kept my sense of humour. It's my man management tactic. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing so well at Manchester United. What are you ringing for?
Well, about that defeat
Right.
that you suffered.
Which one?
The
No, I'm
Sheffield
joking. It's
United
the first one in 13 games. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but so cocky, but you won't be as cocky after I tell you this.
Come on.
See the refs that we had at the game that day?
What,
And I know
we
we had a ref, and we had 2 linesmen, and we had a guy with the fucking subs board. Sorry for swearing at you, Ollie. We had a guy with the subs board, and we even had a couple referees down at Heathrow Airport at VAR. I know we had all those refs.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Do you mind?
Oh, carry on, mate. I know we had all those refs.
Yeah.
Why is it echoing, mate? Can you take me off speakerphone, please?
Well, I've got Martial here.
All right. Tell him to put the ball in the back of the net for me
Right.
while we're on that topic.
Well, I thought you might be giving me some news about him putting the ball in the back of the net the other day.
You might have a
If you fucking
suspension
get to
coming in. But listen, those 2 goals that day
Yeah.
in the first half. Yeah.
What, the disallowed one?
Yeah.
That Tony Martial scored?
And the one.
Say hello. He's shy.
And the one that Sheffield scored. Well, the funny thing about them goals is, one should have stood and one should have got disallowed. But we got it wrong. So it should have been 1-0 to Manchester United at half time.
That's what I do. It's not
Ollie?
fun enough. So on it, so
Ollie?
we'll go through that properly then.
Ollie?
So this board, which no one's ever heard of, Pugmo, have come out and said the Martial goal should have stood and the Sheffield United goal should have been disallowed. That is the official ruling that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been told. Literally, we should have gone into that half-time 1-0 up, not 1-0 down. How ridiculous is that? It was Billy Sharp jumping into De Gea, and Maguire just went like this. Foul. Just went, just look behind me. Where's the ball? There it is.
If I see any of these referees, I'm going to chin all of them.
And is it a coincidence that we've had this sequence of awful refereeing decisions, refereeing matches, since Jose came out and said about penalties, since Klopp came out and said about penalties? We said it on this show that they were doing that to influence referees, and we've had nothing but shite since. Awful decision, literally, and they are admitting it, costing us 3 points against Sheffield United. Because you know, if we'd have scored the first goal in that game, we would not have lost.
No,
they're
Maguire
a team with
scored
no
in the second half.
confidence.
Would have been 2-0.
It would have been 1-0 up. They would never have got back into that game.
And Martial would have scored!
I know. What a difference a day makes. Imagine that.
Can I
Coming out and admitting that to Solskjaer.
Can we give him that goal?
No, you can't. You can't give him that goal, because if you give him that goal, you have to give the Maguire one against Burnley.
Yeah, he deserves that goal.
He does deserve that, but he got another one the other day. Just so shit, though, isn't it, that? Oh, cheers. Oh, you've come out and said it. Again, imagine... See what would be good if... Do you know that when refs have to come out after games and say, oh, sorry, I made a big mistake, a big blunder. What would be great is if we had a real-time intervention team that could go and say, sorry, fella, you fucked up there. You shit at refereeing, but we've got you back. Disallow that goal. But no, they've got VAR there. What is the point in VAR? This is my point with VAR.
And there seems to be
It is better life without it, because that way there's no excuse.
There seems to be this rush as well, because people have gone... Remember when there was this period of time where people were counting how long it took to make a decision?
Yeah.
So now they rush. So you see that goal where it should have got disallowed?
Yeah.
They're rushing to carry on with the game instead of just checking over it with a fine-tooth comb and seeing that Billy Sharp pushed the hair.
Yeah. It's just shit. And it's just, and literally things like that cost you titles and trophies. And maybe in a slightly less direct way, but if that's in an FA Cup semi-final, or in an FA Cup final, that has lost you a trophy.
Well, if you look at decisions...
And the VAR is meant to be there to rule that stuff out.
And if you look at decisions over the last 2 weeks, City got one, which they shouldn't have, which gave them 2 extra points.
And they've changed the rules.
And we
because
got
of that.
one, which took
Gave
3
them
points off
well, yeah,
us.
2 extra points.
That's a 5-point swing,
Yeah,
Joe.
Exactly. If we'd have beaten Sheffield United and City had have drawn with Villa, we would be top of the league.
You know what?
Like that is it's as simple as that. Like what the fuck? It's 2 refereeing decisions like that.
This
or
is supposed
3.
to cheer
'cause
us up, Joe. We need to move on.
Move on.
Cut. Leeds. Because we were all Leeds, aren't we, this week?
It's a bit weird, isn't it, like in Leeds? But we had to want them to beat Leicester, didn't we?
We had to.
Because luckily Leeds are actually a bit shit. So when they win, it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
But Leicester losing is quite good for us.
I mean, they went from like 15th to 15th.
Oh wow.
So, fair play to them. But Leicester dropping points at home again. Are they going to absolutely blow their load again in the top 4? Tommy Tuchel's got a job at Chelsea. He's on the come up.
Bloody hell, like your fucking lunch by the sound of things.
Yeah.
He's on the come up. Although he did draw his first game, I know that Chelsea beat Burnley at the weekend and they look pretty good, but not great. Did you like how Chelsea's first game, Tuchel's been in there less than 24 hours. He's had 1 training session the day before and they're playing the next day. Mason Mount dropped. Lampard's big boy, Lampard's big mate. He walked in and he went, "Oh, you like Lampard, did you?" Fuck yeah. Put him straight on the bench. And I don't really, I have respect for that. I don't know if it was the best decision because Mason Mount has been better than Havertz, has been better than Werner this season. But I like how he comes in and goes, right, my fucking team now, you fuck off.
I reckon it was Mason Mount's fault.
Do you think?
I reckon Mason Mount had that, "You're not my dad" attitude.
Do you think he did?
with Tommy
Stepdadded him?
Tuchel. Yeah,
He stepdadded him. He
proper.
did.
Wouldn't listen to him.
What are you going to do? Tell me to go to my fucking room, mate. Tummy tickles, mate.
Hope you get hit by a bus today, you fucking wanker.
Like that.
You wait till Frank gets back.
Yeah. My mum can do better than you, Tommy.
And did you see when the team got leaked?
What?
Wonder who the mole was.
Who do you think it was?
Mason Mount texted
Mason.
his old mate Frankie Lamps.
Mason Mole. It
Mason
might well
Mole.
have been. But Chelsea did beat Burnley. Leeds did beat Leicester, which meant, even though we dropped points to big arseholes, we are still second because Leicester dropped points, because Chelsea dropped points early in the week, and because our man, Jose J.M. Mourinho, lost
And Danny
to
Welbeck's
Brighton.
Brighton.
Daddy Welbeck's Brighton has got another win. Jose Mourinho lost to Brighton. And it's no surprise, is it? Here's the thing. Brighton Spurs them. Brighton scored in the 19th minute and then just defended for the rest of the game. It was sensational
I
to
hate
watch.
to say I told you so.
Go on then. What did you tell us,
I
sir?
told you so. I told you so. And I told you so. He's fucking finito, mate. He's absolutely finished.
Do you think?
Finito. Done diddly done squat.
Do you remember about 6 weeks ago when you said he was going to win the league?
Yeah, because I was scared, Joe. I was scared, Joe.
Right, but now...
So I had to say he was going to win the league, so he didn't win the league. But also, at the time, when I wasn't scared, I was saying this isn't going to last forever.
Yeah.
There's only so long this can... And you know what pisses me off, Joe? Do you remember this? Oh, would Ali be sacked without Bruno? Would Ali be sacked without Bruno? Do you ever hear the media say, would Jose be sacked without Kane?
Yeah,
Because he fucking would be.
yeah.
And he will be, with Kane.
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
Christian Eriksen was about to come back.
And then he scored a free kick for Inter and they were like, oh, we'll keep him a little bit longer.
Christian Eriksen's someone that got forced out of the club.
Yeah.
Gareth Bale's there. I told you that was going to go wrong. You think Jose Mourinho likes seeing Gareth Bale's face around him? Gareth Bale makes more than Jose Mourinho.
Yeah. He's on about 500 grand a week, isn't he, Gareth Bale?
And the rest. That's just from Spurs. He still gets...
Graham Souness was saying that Gareth Bale should be upset and annoyed about his lack of game time.
Oh, yeah, Graham Souness. How funny. Graham Souness advocating for Gareth Bale to come out and give his manager stick. Remember that? Remember when the turntables had turned? And Pogba? Wonder why. Something not quite right about that, Joe, if you hear what I'm saying.
Say it again.
Something not quite right.
Quite right.
Quite.
Something a bit fishy about it, if you ask
Yeah.
me. And it's not Arndale Market that I can smell. It's hypocrisy. That's what it is.
It
And
is
maybe
a whole
more,
load of
to be quite
fishy-
honest with you. But do you think Gareth Bale isn't performing because he's not playing? Or do you think he's not playing because he's not performing? He hasn't been playing for 2 years. I don't think it's the case that he's so good, but I can't get a run of games, so I'm not playing very well.
He's the typical person that Jose would like to make an example out of, isn't he? But he's also the typical person that needs a little bit of love, a little bit of, come here, Gaz, let me chat to you. Come with me a little bit. Come over here. You're going to be sitting on the bench, mate, but you're so good. You can come off and win me games. You see who Gareth Bale needed? He needed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
That's what Ole does. He puts an arm around the shoulder. He's nice to his players. Whereas Jose, we know what Jose does. He's aggressive. He's adversarial. I think, well, actually, we've got a clip from inside Tottenham's dressing room. Jose and Gareth Bale.
Roll VT.
Not again.
It was never going to work with
Too
Gareth
late.
Bale and Jose Mourinho. Gareth Bale on twice the wages of Jose and Jose making an example out of him. It wasn't going to work.
It's very sad news, isn't it,
But
for
it
Gareth Bale?
what I say makes sense, doesn't it?
It looked as though Jose's Tottenham were actually coming into a bit of form, sneaking and snaking their way back up into the top four. But this is a lovely wrecking ball into that abandoned warehouse that is Jose Mourinho's career. I'm quite happy with it personally. And the fact that United can afford to drop a point, lose a point, take a risk in the game, and not have to worry that we are imminently in 6th place. We've got a little bit of leeway, not enough to get complacent, but a little bit to be able to go for it in games, like you were saying before in the preview. I'm quite happy with where we are at the minute. Are you?
You know what's funny? Talking about hypocrisy. Do you remember when Jose was at United?
Yes.
Imagine situation was the same. Your big money loan sign. All right, he's a loan sign. You're still spending a lot of money on him.
Sanchez,
You're sitting where you are in the league.
6th.
You're not winning games.
Shite.
You're holding on to 1-0 leads against shit teams. You're losing against shit teams. The media narrative would be very different, wouldn't it, Joe?
It's almost as though with Tottenham, the media are allowed to be a bit more calm and steady and actually look at the picture and maybe say, you know what, they don't expect to win every game. But when it's United, they have to be polarising, they have to be clickbait, they have to sack someone every week, they have to sign someone every week. That's the way it is. And I don't think Jose should get sacked from Tottenham. He's doing a fine job. But if he was doing that same fine job at Manchester United, oh, should he go, should he go? Ole's done better than Jose ever since he's been there. And how many times have we heard that Ole should get sacked?
Yeah.
Too many to count.
That's right. It got worse for one Spurs fan. Not only did they have to deal with Mourinho and his slapping of Gareth Bale's neck, not only did they have to deal with drop points, not only did they have to deal with boring football, lack of goals, best players injured. Sometimes as YouTubers, we say mad things, don't we, Joe? We say things that may not prove to be right in the future. I've been there before. Phil Jones, still not wore that captain's armband. But
In the mirror at home, he has, though, for sure.
it's a little bit worse when a Premier League club calls you out on your shit, isn't it? Roll VT.
15th. Go chat to Brighton and Fulham and them, man. They're the clubs that you are hoping drops points. Don't worry about us.
To be fair to her, Joe, she took it on the chin and she's taken it well. Fair play to her.
Yeah,
but I know some people that don't take it quite well because there's something you didn't even let us release. Run VT.
They've had 5 points all season. It's not like some banana skin where Fulham, West Brom, they still think they've got a hope. They've got 5 points. They've won 1 game.
Told you we'd get it out there one day, Joe.
Yeah, well, you got to have a bit of sense of humour with these things, don't you? I just didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming.
You got to have a sense of humour about it, but don't let us post it.
Yeah. A sense of humour, not the best sense of humour. I've got somewhat of a sense of humour, but I'm putting it on this video, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm not got... Yeah, straight after a match, when you're still annoyed at the match, you're fuming, the temperature is rising a little bit. I don't want that going out. I don't want to look like a dickhead. Now we've had a couple of days to reflect, to calm down. We can enjoy the season as a whole. As we've said, we're still in a great position. Let's laugh at ourselves
Let's
a
look
little
at a
bit.
dickhead on Premier League Pisstake. It's the place where we always look like dickheads, isn't it? Right then, Mojo Jojo, this is the end of the show. How you doing?
I'm doing...
Feeling better now? Have I got you perked up?
Yeah, I do feel a bit better. I feel like we're still near top of the league. We're still a win from City away from putting a lot of pressure on them. They ain't got any strikers. De Bruyne is out injured. We've still got a chance. Top four's looking as safe as it has all season, with the likes of Chelsea dropping points this week, Tottenham and Leicester all dropping points. It's not the worst result in the world. Everton, of course, dropping points as well this week. But do you know what today is? Almost gone under the radar. It's transfer deadline day.
Or as I like to call it, transfer dildo day.
That's what they call it on Sky Sports. Do you remember they used to have a man at every single ground in the country, and then it was just Dildo Fest 2016, and they're like, right, we'll just do it from the studio now.
With
Why?
one big dildo called Jim White.
Oh, he's done you there.
I've done him
He's
there.
done you there, and there's no coming back for that one. Unlucky
straight
Jim White.
in.
But how mad is it that it's transfer deadline day? United have not been seriously linked with one player this January.
I love it.
Not one.
I love it. It kind of means, obviously, we'd like to see a little bit of business, but the right business. You're not going to get a Bruno Fernandes every January. And I think it kind of alludes to the fact that Ole has his targets set in the summer. Probably part of the reason why Liverpool haven't rushed out for a big money signing at centre-half, because they've got money put aside for the summer and they don't want to affect that. So I get it. It makes me feel a little bit confident that we know what we're doing and things are a bit more relaxed.
Make you feel a little bit more confident as well, the fact that City haven't spent big, Chelsea haven't improved in January. I mean, Liverpool are papering
Chelsea have
over cracks.
improved. They've got a new manager, mate.
They did get a new manager, that's for sure. But no of the other teams around us are going, fucking hell, who have they got? You're not looking around going, we're being left behind. I think no one's really got that much money, and we're all waiting for the summer. But it is mad, isn't it? Transfer deadline day, and there's nothing to speak of. No Igalos, no Josh Kings. We were linked to all sorts last time. No, it's nothing this year. Sad, really, isn't it? Damn COVID. Apparently, Diego Costa's been approached by a top 6 club. That's got Jose written all over it, hasn't it? Come back, Diego, I miss you.
Does he just want kickoffs all over the place?
Big bastards up front.
No, he doesn't. He just wants fighting.
Yeah.
He just wants as much pain, anguish, and carnage as possible. Yeah. And it's about 2 weeks around the corner from, well, Spurs never win anything, mate.
I don't have the players.
It's literally
have
that
the players.
far. It's literally, Spurs fans are saying things like that to each other. All our players are crap. It reminds me of us.
No.
Reminds me of us.
Just throw all the players under the bus and just Jose's driving it like that. Shame I can't get anyone on this bus,
He's not
isn't
even
it?
smiling, though.
No, that's true, yeah. With the fool. Whatever it is. At least he's not living in a hotel this time, bless him. But yeah, transfer deadline day, and there's no news to speak of other than maybe Diego Costa, who can't get a game at Atletico Madrid, going to his top 6 club.
So let's talk about the past. What's your favourite ever January transfer signing?
Favourite ever January transfer signing? The thing is, I remember Vidic never happening, of course, but this was at a time before we were at this sort of boiling, white-hot peak of transfer activity, of transfer excitement. I think within the realms of when you compare how high you were when the signing was made and how good the signing was been, I'm not going to overlook Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to go for it. It was great doing videos here, following that. It was the first time I'd ever followed a big transfer at Stretford Paddock. I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. I absolutely love that saga, and it's been sensational ever since.
That's a good point, and he has been voted the greatest Premier League January transfer ever.
Has he?
As well.
Who by?
I don't know, mate. I just read it on the internet.
Footy heads, probably.
Usually right.
You know what they're about.
My favourite January transfer signing, Henrik Larsson.
Oh,
he was in January,
nice.
wasn't he, I think?
On if I'm not mistaken,
3 months?
A 12-week, yeah. A 12-week loan. Why not just get him to the end of the season?
I just loved it because he scored in the Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League. Like, he scored in all competitions for us. I saw him score in his first game against Aston Villa in a cup game. Solskjaer scored in that game as well.
Yep.
I've posted some great pictures on my Twitter, by the way.
Have you? They're great.
Rolling down the
Did you
years.
take him?
Yeah, I did. And yeah, Henrik Larsson, I interviewed him and I met him in Stockholm. No, sorry, in Helsingborg. And it was surreal. He was so super cool. Imagine being able to link Henrik Larsson because he replies to your Instagram DMs in Helsingborg and meet him and go to a restaurant, a super cool looking restaurant, and just have chips and a chat.
That sounds
Crisps
lovely.
and chat.
That sounds lovely.
That stuff.
I love Henrik Larsson. And he scored a great goal for United as well that was ruled offside, where he kicked it over his shoulder, a volley, fantastic volley. Got ruled out for offside. But yeah, great signing. Let us know at home what your number one January transfer signing is for Manchester United. Vidic and Evra are the ones for years they were quoted as the best two. And fair enough. But maybe it's a bit more personal like yours, or maybe it's a bit more recent like mine. Let us know in the comments.
Right there, that is it for Premier League Pisstake, the greatest show on planet Earth. You've got another one coming up soon as well, because there's so many Premier League games on their way, you know, Joe.
It's remarkable, Adam.
We're going to have about 30 games to talk about next week.
Amazing, isn't
30 Premier League
Amazing.
games. So make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and all that jazz. Any final words, Joe?
We're not doing as bad as I first thought we were. Thank you for talking me around. If you're a Manchester United fan, be happy that we're second. Don't be upset. We're first in our minds, first in our hearts, second in the table. And you know what?
21 is coming?
21 might just be coming. Good night.
Good night.
Let that wrist go loose. We're just shaking out all the demons, all the bad juju. Here we go. It's quite not
So is it not right?